With the 4th SRB2 mod direct having recently come out, I wanted to make a video discussing my initial impressions on some of the new mods coming out when it's done. Seriously, the sheer amount that term comes up in these directs is ridiculous. Hope you enjoyed the crisp 720p video playing, because I haven't found a converter that goes above that, and enjoy the video. First off, having a character host the direct was a nice touch, bringing a little more life in between the trailers. In general, I think it's remarkable that one single fan game can have so many mods that can release a direct filled with them on a semi-regular basis, but now it has its own unofficial mascot. And of course, who could possibly be a better host than Frank, Fab's original character who has so far appeared in every SRB2 direct. I like to personally think that his little dance/meme during each title card is in response to how I complained that he spent too much time dancing during his initial reveal, but at least this time it's somewhat justified. And the first reveal of the direct was from PR Blaster with his Quickman mod. With sprites based off his original appearance in Mega Man 2, I don't exactly think it is unfair to say that this is probably one of the less complete looking mods revealed. While his moveset looks really quite good, seemingly concentrated on how you keep up your speed and momentum with a double jump, dash and projectile rip straight from his boss fights, his sprites don't quite look ready. They don't seem to be consistently coloured the same, with his tornado attack in particular seemingly using a completely different set of colours to his running sprites, as well as his running animation awkwardly looking like it floats a little off the ground, and his life icon seeming to be incorrectly sized to fit in the UI. In the end though, graphics are almost always subservient to gameplay, and they could be passed off as fitting the original NES graphics, so considering how fun his moveset looks, I can safely say this is a character I'm looking forward to playing with, even if the coming soon definitely looks to be justified. After Quickman, we got a trailer for King 2401's King the Memer. Now, like one or two other announcements from this direct, this is a character that already exists, and having not yet played with him, I can't say whether this is a good character or not. The general consensus on the SRB2 forums is that he's a rare example of a meme character who isn't completely obnoxious, but the forums are usually overly positive with mods, so take that with a grain of salt. I don't believe this trailer has any updates about the character, so the biggest takeaway here is that Quad City DJs meet Techno Hill absolutely slaps. And now here is Fav with his necessary Frank and Dummy update. One day we're going to get a direct without these two, and what are we going to do then? For Fav Cars, the only updates are to Battle Mod and SRB2 Persona support, neither of which I have played and therefore can't really comment on. But more significantly, Deton and Sonics have both gotten updates. I personally think Deton is one of the most underrated mods out there, so seeing him get updated is fun. Two new abilities for him, a hover dash and a delayed detonation. I don't think this is the same SRB1 inspired Sonic that caused me so much trouble during my randomized playthrough of the game, but it looks pretty cool regardless. New abilities based off reimagining some of his infamous glitches, which is honestly a really unique idea. Very nice. And after that series of characters, we got Frostykind's Day-Night Cycle mod. This is a really interesting idea, which, considering we soon have functioning coding for it, I hope gets at least considered for V2.3, but for now, it seems to have no actual gameplay changes beyond music. Obviously the Werehog changes are there, but I don't know how this would actually work if you don't have that mod, unless it comes packaged with this mod. Some of the changes are barely noticeable, like in Frozen Hillside and Red Volcano, while others are genuinely really cool, like Castle Eggman at daytime. It seems there's an actual transition effect going on based off the little snippets we get, but it's a little too fast to change for me, so I hope we can either slow it down or lock a certain time of day through console commands. I can really see this becoming a quality of life mod that everyone recommends, sort of like X Momentum, and I'm very excited for this. The one Goof Alley also arrived with his window mod. Like King earlier in the direct, This isn't actually an announcement, but a recap of what has been updated since he last appeared in a direct. I've already reviewed Windows twice, and I have to say Ali has created a really unique and polished mod that I'd also recommend to pretty much everyone. If you have more of a knowledge of Windows history than me, you'll probably get a kick out of all of the references packed into this mod, and I do find it funny that the mod specifically asks you to use X momentum while playing with a character. I guess that just proves my point of how commonplace that mod has become. I mentioned SRB2 Persona earlier while discussing the have portion of this direct, and now here is a mod seemingly purely for that larger mod. It makes you think about how SRB2 is basically a mod of Doom, and now has its own mods built off of it, which have their own mods as well. This is Vajim with a Trails character pack V6. As previously mentioned, I haven't played SRB2 Persona, so all this goes over my head, and all I see are anime sword fighters. Smash fans will be pissed at that, especially with how some may be attracted by a mod we'll get to soon. Also, Fem Sephiroth. Bluant was up next, with the Extreme Mania Colors Pack V1.6. I don't really care about colours, as I again don't play much multiplayer, but I'm sure this was nice for anyone who wanted more colours. Next up, we have SMS Alfredo with Piccoli the Butterfly. I have to be honest, I think sprite rotation might be one of my favourite little touches that a creator can add. So this looks really nice. The sprites obviously do not fit SRB2 at all, but then relatively few mods do anyway, often for the better. Her moveset seems to consist of a fluttery fly, like Tails, some form of dash, and a grab using her needle/sword. Not exactly the most captivating character in this direct, but she was going up against stiff competition anyway. And having mentioned a mod that Smash fans would enjoy greatly, we now have Smash Studio with Sonic Robo Smash. The trailer doesn't give much away, beyond the fact that it will be 2D, probably because Battle Mod is pretty much anyone could ask for from 3D SRB2 Smash anyway, but I'm sure it'll be interesting when it comes out. Past this point, we have absolutely the biggest and most exciting 2 to 3 mods from this direct. I'd say prior to this, the 2 most exciting mods here for me were Quickman and the Day-Night Cycle, but these mods are on another level entirely. Firstly, we have Charging Turnip with Pig. It's the pig from Angry Birds, but rather than sell for a basic, normal moveset for them, Turnip has decided to go and remake Bad Piggies in 3D. What? What mad lad would put themselves through this, especially in SRB2? Nevertheless, even ignoring the sheer novelty of the idea, this is genuinely the single most unique looking character I've yet seen. I'm assuming the wheels and crate layout you choose will change the hitbox and handling of your chosen vehicle, which is cool enough, but then you go and add propellers, engines and wings to the mix. The trailer basically admits this will be a nightmare to play, but I don't care, just look at it! Tell me this isn't one of the most interesting ideas you've seen in this game. And to end the direct, we have 2, or 1, mods left. There's pretty clearly 2 different packs here, but only 1 set of creators listed, so I'm going to assume that's because there's a high level crossover between the 2 development teams. For the first of the 2 character packs, we have Marine the Raccoon and Blaze the Cat. Starting with Marine, she appears to have some form of mid-air spin that destroys spikes, flight, and a double jump. Looking at the footage, it looks like the creators may have struggled with a cohesive moveset, as Marine never really does anything in Rush Adventure that could be used for abilities other than some lasers at the end of the game, so it looks like they just made her into Blaze's version of Tails. Of course, the moveset still looks to flow together well, and the sprites look great, so you can't be too mad. Blaze is definitely the more interesting of the 2 characters, at least to me. We've had a Blaze mod circulating for a long while now, but I've never played it on behalf of it looking pretty bad. This is clearly a lot more modern, and compared to Marine, Blaze had a much more well-defined list of abilities to work with, leading to a more cohesive looking moveset. We have a boost, the actual jump, and a hover, all of which look incredible, as well as the tease of a Burning Blaze transformation. There is also all of the multiplayer functionality of the two characters, as they appear to both have full custom movesets for battle mod. Very exciting. And then we have Inazuma and Aether. The trailer is a little confusing, there's just a lot of flashing and noise that makes it difficult to tell what's actually going on, but I think Inazuma has a multi-homing attack, some form of multi-thok, and a hover, while Aether can fly, has a quick momentum boost, and maybe some form of explosion AoE. The trailer doesn't really make much distinction between their vanilla and battle mod abilities, so some of the abilities I listed, like the explosion, might just be from battle mod or me misinterpreting what the many particle effects are actually for. They both also have super forms and some duo abilities. I have no idea what's going on with these characters, but they look cool regardless. But wait, I'm not done yet. After the trailer for Inazuma and Aether ended, we got two more cryptic teasers that I don't really understand. Firstly, we get a peek at either a new character or some form of dark super transformation for Inazuma. That's the problem with making all your OCs goats. I can't tell who's who. Looking at some of the footage, it does look like he transforms into this state, but advertising a super state in a boss fight just seems like a recipe for confusion, when you can't do that without changing how many rings you have using external means. I'm assuming the main reason they chose to advertise this using bosses is to show how powerful he is, because wow, he does a lot of damage. Insta-killing every boss in a single attack? Sign me up. And even that isn't the final thing. There appears to be one final teaser for some form of extra story mod bundled in with the Inazuma characters. I have no idea what this means because there's no actual gameplay footage here, but I mean, cool. So thanks for coming to this impressive video for the 4th SRB2 Direct, 4 days after it came out. You'll have almost certainly noticed the comparative lack of quality on the editing of the video, and I say comparative because the usual videos are hardly the peak of quality, with video not really matching up with what I'm talking about. That's because I wanted to try and get this video out as soon as possible after the Direct, but then distractions also set in, so it took longer than I wanted. This is why I'm not talking about Sonic 2, because the big channels commenting on it are able to get videos out a few hours after the trailer drop, whereas I'll end up taking a week to get one out. Regardless, hope you still enjoyed the video, and ciao.